Everybody, I have a quick question for you. When was the last time you actually read the 50-page terms and conditions that pop up when you're looking to install an app on your phone? If you're like 90% of the people on this planet, you probably just went to the app and ignored the fine print and hit OK. But what if that fine print actually was a conversation about your health or your money or your data? This week, we're diving into a controversial but fascinating topic that sometimes is slightly messy, and it's the world of informed consent. It's the difference between just signing a paper and truly understanding what you're getting yourself into. We're moving past the legalese to find out why your doctor might give you a laundry list of side effects in 30 seconds, but forget to mention that a simple walk or a salad could be just as powerful as a pill. So grab your coffee, skip the fine print this time, and join me for a deep dive into this eye-opening topic that just might change the way you look at your next checkup. Oopsie. Hello and welcome to Thursday Night Live. I'm your host, Dr. Rita Louise, and thank you all for tuning into the show tonight. So, what is informed consent? And so this is a kind of technical description of it. Informed consent is the legal and ethical principle which ensures that an individual is fully aware of all the relevant facts, risks, and consequences before agreeing to a specific action or procedure. It is the difference between simply signing a paper and truly understanding what you're getting into. So let's just talk about apps, phone apps in general. So, whether you're downloading like Google Maps or TikTok or Facebook or Twitter, it always has that little pop-up thing that says, do you agree to our terms and conditions? So if you're like me, you just click the box. But what are their terms of service? Have you ever looked? Can they spy on you? Are you giving them permission to get into your phone? Are they storing and selling your data? Do we really even know? But here's an example, and I became aware of this recently. I saw a video about a piece of software that you can access online, or you can download it to your computer, and it's called CapCut. And I've used it. It's a good video editing software to make video shorts and do video editing for things that you want to put on YouTube or Twitter or any of those kind of things. And so this is in the fine print of their service agreement. Quote, you retain ownership of the content, but by uploading or creating content on the app, you grant CapCut a non-exclusive, royalty-free, transferable sub-license, worldwide license. So what that means is that they can use it anytime they want. They can reproduce it. They can modify it. They can distribute it without giving you any credit or compensation for the material that you were the creator of. And so by having those terms and conditions, they fulfilled their requirement. They were legally obligated to notify you of what they were going to do, and they upheld their part of the agreement. They told you what they were going to do. But were you really informed? Did you really understand what you just signed up for? I think not. And we find this also, and where I'm kind of coming from, in the health field. You know, so you go to the doctor and there's something going on, and so they might recommend a medication or a procedure, but they don't have a conversation. They just make a proclamation and pass it off on you like this is what you have to do. So as an example, you go to the doctor and you have high cholesterol. So they write you a prescription for a statin, because a prescription for a statin is considered the standard of care when talking about high cholesterol. Okay, the medical standard of care. They don't ask you what you eat. They don't ask you if you exercise. They don't, they're not concerned that you eat, Big Macs and fries every day, 365 days a year. It's like, we're just going to give you this medication. They don't discuss what the potential risks or side effects are. And they don't discuss any kind of alternatives like diet and exercise. Here, just take this pill. Goodbye. We'll see you later. The same thing happens, as an example, if you hurt your back. So you go in there limping and, they ask you what's going on, and they give you muscle relaxers. They give you painkillers, and they tell you to go home. And if you come back, or even during that initial consultation, they might already throw on the table, well, maybe we need to send you to an orthopedic surgeon, and they can take a look at your back to see if you need to have surgery or not. That's what they do. They never suggest, maybe you should go to a chiropractor. Maybe you should go climb in a bathtub with hot Epsom salt. Maybe you should do some gentle stretching to work through what's going on in your back. It's always to the standard of care, which is a pill or surgery. And then if you ask them questions, like I have done this, I've gone to the doctor because I hurt my back. And the only reason I went was because I had to get a referral to go see the chiropractor. And he was like, well, I can send you to the orthopedic surgeon. And I'm like, I don't think so. Like, I just want a referral. And he was kind of cool, but I've gotten oh, you want to go to a chiropractor? And so if you sit there and you're proactive about your health, or if you ask questions, which trust me, I ask a million, they kind of treat you like you're being difficult or you are going against medical advice. And so even when non-invasive alternatives are more effective than their medication, which only masks what's going on and doesn't really fix what's going on and has fewer side effects, there are systematic barriers that prevent them from being their primary recommendation. And there are two in particular. One is the time money crunch. They don't have time to talk to you. It's like you come in, you say, my back hurts. Okay, here's a pill. Next. And they shoot you out the door without getting any kind of information or having a discussion with you. And this one is even more insidious to me, which is the medical billing codes. Doctors get paid more money for making recommendations to get a procedure or some kind of medication versus doing any kind of health counseling, nutritional counseling, telling you to, go exercise. I mean, they don't get paid for that. They just get paid for pills. And kind of mixed in with this is that many medical professionals, and I get it, I get this. Medical belief that financial ties to the drug companies. And at the same time, and this is part of our programming, which has occurred with the rise of the medical association, is that we have been programmed to want a quick fix. We see a commercial on TV and we think, oh, I can eat anything I want and I can take this shot and it'll fix all of my problems. And that's not how to live a healthy life. That's not how to live a whole life. As we talk about on this show, it's like when you sit there and make an effort on your behalf to exercise or eat right or whatever, it's like you are making an investment in yourself. You are making an investment into your health and longevity. So to wrap this up, informed consent isn't just a signature on the dotted line. It's your right to be a partner in your life's decisions. So whether you're clicking agree on an app, signing up for a medical procedure, or choosing a lifestyle change over a pill, remember that true consent requires clarity, not just disclosure. And don't be afraid to slow down the process and ask for them to explain it in English. And explore every alternative, because information is power, and especially when you understand what is going on. And this is one way for you to maintain a level of autonomy over yourself, your life, and your world. Okay. So with that said, I hope this makes sense to you, and I hope it makes you think about the things that you are just giving up without looking at what your choices are. Because I feel like in today's day and age, it's something that especially with the medical profession, we totally give up our autonomy to them. It's like, well, the doctor said this. And so we just listen to it and agree and do whatever they say, even though our best interests in the long run. Okay, so if you're digging this show and you're seeing that there's a big list of people ahead of you, because some people get here very early, there are a few things that you can do. So, all right, it's just stay. There you are. So you can go to soulhealer.com/live. And if you want to jump the line, which means I will get a notification and you will be the next person in the queue to get a one card reading. You would just need to put in your number 1 through 3 and bam, you're next. There's also another option where you can ask Dr. Rita, where you just fill out the little question comment form. And apparently it's not that big of a field, so it has to be pretty brief, very specific, but brief. And instead of just getting your one card reading, you can get a very specific answer to your question. And one of the other things that you can do on soulhealer.com/live is you can leave me a tip, a little something if you're enjoying the show, if you like the topic that I've covered tonight, or the reading that you get in a little while is really floating your boat, then please do leave me a little something. I would really appreciate it. And if you're watching this show in a rerun form and would like to join the festivities here every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central, the best place for you to go is to go on YouTube. And my YouTube channel is Just Energy Radio. So Just Energy Radio, 7 p.m. Central. Click the live link and that will get you into the chat room, assuming you have a YouTube account. Okay. All right, guys, I guess I'm ready. So I hope this topic was interesting and informative for you, because I think the understanding of informed consent and the understanding of getting our power back in the decisions we make, it is so important right now, today and as we move forward. Okay, so I just clicked on the chat, and so there's Joe Shawley. So Joe, what you would need to do is in the chat, you would say, can I get a reading and give me a number between 1 and 3? 1 and 3, and that number will determine how many times I will shuffle the cards on your behalf. And I look forward to seeing your name further down the list. And if there are any new faces in here, that's